this is the pit me and Yanko actually went in.
I also own a farm.
Here we go.
You're now watching the 2024 season of Farming with Duffy Ag.
Welcome back to the channel. We did not start the morning off well. That is my original pair of clothes, and as you see, Yanko looks like he just went in a shit pit. And that's because he did. We were messing with getting the pump ready, and it's got lined walls. He must have walked down it, slid right in, was up to his head and shit, couldn't get back out. And out of instinct, which was probably dumb, I slid down and grabbed him and pulled him out. And then they actually threw Steve came down, he's at a hook, he was on the concrete, and he pulled me out. So yeah, day starting off pretty bad, but we're gonna get going. And I'm all cleaned up other than he's dirty and my boots are covered in manure, but that is not how I wanted to start the day. But we are over at a new farm, and they're figuring out how to get the agitate load switched out. So he's gonna clean himself off throughout the day. That's just what it's gonna be. I should hose him down, but it's just gonna make more of a mess.
A little rundown as far as manure pits and things like that. For those of you who are not around the industry or around farms, you can't swim in a manure pit. It's like quicksand, and it pulls you in. That pit that we were in, it's lined, so there's a line around the outside. It's not a dirt or a clay or concrete or any of that. So it's slippery, and you slide down. And he must have slid down the side. I think I'll talk about it in a future video as well. And if I didn't dive in, he was going to be dead, to be honest. So I'm lucky I didn't die and keep sliding, because I think that pit it goes up to 16 foot or something like that. There's a marker on it, and I think we're at 12 foot. So if I had kept sliding and wasn't able to stop myself, I probably would have been not here either. So out of instinct, saved my dog, because he is my best friend, and I'm glad he's alive. I did not smell very good, I can tell you that. But yeah, there's dangers in farming at every corner, and I'm glad there's other people there to help get me back out. So now I'm keeping more of an eye on Yanko when we're around situations like that. 2 days before, somebody asked if he had ever gone in a manure pit, and I said no. He ran into a heifer manure pit and then ran back out. He was just covered once, which was more solid. But yeah, it would not have been a good day. And yeah, out of instinct, I dove in, which I'm glad I did. So I'm just glad it all worked out. But alrighty, we'll go back to it.
Okay, we're gonna hose Yanko off, so.
Okay, so today is not really off to a good start, I think, for any of us. Well, definitely not for me. But I'm leading everybody, and I have no idea where I'm going. Steve explained it, but I was so stressed out with Yanko. And I can get across some bridges because of size-wise, but the other guys can't. Some of the bridges are 10 foot tall. So I didn't know which way we were going, and they're all behind me, and I drove right past the road that we were supposed to get on. So we all had to turn around. So I got myself, 2 of the farm trucks, then I got Buzzy behind them. Al's back there running Mikey's truck today. Steve's running, I think, and there's another farm truck. So yeah, we gotta go interesting ways, but I'm glad Yanko's alive still. I know he's never done that to that degree, and that was scary. He was out of his element and sniffing and all revved up. I can say I've never been on this road, so we're running parallel to the main road, just on the other side of the creek, due to bridge crossings and where we can get across loaded and unloaded, and then height restrictions on one bridge. But let's see, so you come down through here, and there's quite a spread of land here. You go back and forth across train tracks. I don't think they're used any further down here because there's trees across them up to the right. But quite the spread of valley ground here. And there is a hill, and it is a hill, and then you go up it, and you come right back down it, and then a stop sign. So definitely working the trucks. So keep in mind, we're just an old R model Mac. Nothing special. Yeah, the train definitely doesn't go to the right there. The tracks are all junk. You ain't gonna win no races in the old girl, but keep working. So this is our second load. It took us a minute, it took everybody a minute to know where we were going. So usually they drop a pin of here's where the frac tank is, and then you gotta look back. But when you're cruising these roads, you forget what names they are, and we got no cell service in a lot of spots. All this week we've been running very limited cell service, so it makes it interesting. So here's the hill. We'll get up there, and well, 5th gear high. We'll start, and by the time we get to the top, we're probably in 3rd. Oh, we might pull into 4th. Come on, baby. Losing RPM. And I missed it. Wow, that was good. We pulled in 4th. Little more, couple more ponies, but then you get right to the top, it flattens out for 1 second, and we come right down, and we got to make a stop and take a right. So, and then we take a quick left up the road before we go before the next bridge. So, yeah, I wish we had engine brakes on this. So. Motor, hold it back though. Otherwise, we are going to be doing brakes prematurely. So we did brakes on this when we originally got it. I'd rather not do brakes again. We got to pull another hill, then it's downhill, we go across some gravel road. I think it's 13 miles on paper. They don't have sand manure from what I can tell at this farm, this location. Yeah, so that bridge is 20-ton bridge, but it is 10 foot too. So a lot of trucks can't make it across. I could probably make it across, but I'm not going to be the only one running one route. But then you pull this hill. Yeah. Like I said, old girl is working. I never knew any of this stuff was out here.
applicators. Yeah, running non-stop right now because rain is coming. So a lot of people want groundwork or corn seed in the ground, and yeah, you got a lot of inputs and activities that have to go on before you can actually be at that point. It's okay weather, but it was chillier this morning. I was kind of amazed by it. So, non-stop moving though, but right? You smell bad, but you look clean. So that's a win. We're offloading down here into the frac tank pumps here. You can see the drag line hose goes up here, and then it's a flat up top. There's 40 acres, I believe Steve said. It's quite the ride. I will be honest. It is a hell of a ride. Mac's doing its thing. I don't know how many more rounds we're gonna get. Usually the farm doesn't run on the weekends, and we decided to push through some today, being Saturday, and then we'll be back at it on Monday, and then I think Tuesday. It's gonna rain, and so me sitting around, we can work on the planter, stuff like that, but get some hours in running to get ahead a little bit. So we got a Hainsworth tank, 2 in front of us. I believe they're both center bellies, like the original ones that Andy Horrigan got there. They got agitation on them and everything else like that. So quite the setup. And a bunch of people have said, "Why you got to put agitation in this?" For what I really do, no, probably not. But plus I don't really. We'd have to redesign the whole back piece. We've been good. We've been good since. So yeah. Live and learn. We're back here. Hold on. One rule. You go in the shit pit today and things will not be good. Do not do that. Hopefully you learned that that wall is slippery. But I appreciate you guys watching along. We're gonna get into it. Foggy morning this morning. Supposed to be a gorgeous day, and then rain's supposed to start happening again on Wednesday to Sunday. So hopefully not the case, but we got trucking to do, and we got wrenching to do at night when we get home. So appreciate you guys, and let's dive into the day. A little dirt road trucking with the boys. We got Jimmy G and Mikey back there. They hadn't run this route yet, so we're all together hanging out, and then we'll space out. It's quite the road trip. Just one of those days where everything's gonna fight us a little bit. Mikey pulled in behind me to get loaded, and this hydraulic motor that runs the boom on the diller was bouncing around, almost falling right off. So we got it ratchet strapped on there, good to go, and keep pushing. It's a gorgeous day, and it makes me feel like I should be farming, but I know how wet the soil is, and I know we're gonna get more rain tomorrow, so I could have got a few hours of probably running this afternoon in, but we'll get there. I'm very stressed, to be honest, but gotta make lemons with lemonade, right? I hope James is just waiting to swap trucks with Mikey. Maybe not. Yeah, he's sitting there all out. Good. So, fuel line acted up, was leaking a lot of fuel, and James ran, got the part, swapped it out. I did just see that the county guys, the state guys, they're setting up, and they dropped the guy off with the stop slow sign. So this run's gonna get a little slower now. Longer run. Take long. Mikey's somewhere here. You usually don't see any of the other trucks unless you're coming in, just because of how the route goes. So I see one truck usually every time, and I see James at the load stand. So they're out spraying off cover crops so they can come in and plant. They got the applicator guy is Caravel. Well, Tri-Valley is owned by Caravel. Nutrient, all of them guys, they got quite the lineup of equipment, so when they can go, they go. So, spreaders are running, sprayers are running. You're gonna think you gotta have support vehicle, support trucks for both of those. So yeah, quite a bit of gear moving around right now. Alrighty, we wrapped up here with this job. Rain made it a little, it dragged it on, but they did have an issue, and the pump actually flipped over, and it was on its side. It's not my place to film any of that, but as they said, there's always something going on. So yeah, that's quite the pit. This is the pit me and Yanko actually went in. So as you see, there's a fence around it, and Yanko was on the other side, and this plastic that lines it is extremely slippery to the point where if you stand on it, you're gonna slide down. So Yanko was walking on it, slid down, was in there, and I went in after him. His nose was just sticking out, and he's drinking water out of puddles, and I got my bucket right here, and he just does his thing. So it's Taco Tuesday. We're gonna go grab some tacos, and I think I'm gonna jump in a planting tractor out this way. That way, when we start early tomorrow, we'll be good to go.